Hi. Okay, what the fuck you guys selected? I'm huge. Hi, chat. Jackie. Although apparently, I don't know. There it is. Okay, so my mic is coming through. Hi. The one and only, the me. I don't really have much. I don't have much on this intro thing. This is not what I would call a good intro. Ah, yes. Ah, yes. 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 Hi. I'm not really that smart, so you always have to take this with a grain. Apparently online activists aren't ready for fucking, the digital era? What the fuck, dude? I was ready for this shit before it became a thing. You gonna tell me that a bunch of slacktivists aren't? Jeez. I just woke up, so I'm gonna be a little bit slow today, but it is what it is. I mean, it wouldn't be Jackie if I was fully here, would it? I'm taking my meds. Yes, I actually need my anxiety to be high today, so. But I seen something good about Donald Trump in here somewhere. I can't remember where it was. I'll check Twitter real quick. Oh, most sides helping. Hi. I can't guarantee you will show up in chat ever. Fuck. Supreme Court trending in news. Yeah. Pentagon, Alex Jones. I'm just curious. Uh-huh. Oh, that's cool, but that really doesn't answer what I was originally presented that as. That they had videographic proof. Yeah, it really doesn't help much, you know? It's really not helping much. June 14th. It's 7 days till that's a thing, okay? Ugh, fuck. Ugh, waking up so hard sometimes, guys. My brain does not want to work. It's like going in reverse or some shit. I can't believe I got 8 people watching. Hi. It's early in the morning for me. But I woke up early, so I figured I'd do something productive. News. Let's see what's going on with the Supreme Court. That is not. For once, if things would cooperate, I would be happy. But no. It has to do everything I tell it not to do. That's what I get for having shaky hands. There, I don't want to open like 20 instances of Opera. Just wanted the one extra because I needed to check see if I'm logged in somewhere. No, I'm not talking about drama today. I am literally just doing political research today. I'm getting caught up on stories. Oh. And waking up. I figured I'd stream what my mornings generally look like. They're not fun. Okay. You there. This is the stuff that I do daily. I look at the news, I kind of figure out what's going on. So, apparently, one of the biggest decisions. The Supreme Court has made 2 major decisions in the last couple of days. One of which is that there is no such thing as reverse discrimination. That reverse discrimination is discrimination by default, which actually affects a lot of things. It means that you can no longer be discriminated on because that is unconstitutional, which has always been unconstitutional, but people don't understand that it is unconstitutional. Why did my music stop? Swear to God. So, yeah, no. Waking up early in the morning is hard for me. And even though I keep telling my music thing not to be playing things like you know which that's more newsy, I think. I'm gonna adjust it though, because it's a little loud, but you know. I feel like that's a little bit better for me. Hi, Adam. Yeah, early wolf today. And this is not like, this is just me finding random topics and talking about it because reasons. And hopefully getting around to actually working on some some new overlays. I've still got to do the graphics part of it. But yeah, early wolf. You know what they say? The early wolf gets the worm. But that's actually a big story there. I've been following it, sorta, where the Supreme Court said that there's no such thing as reverse discrimination. And you can tell people are freaking out about that because all of a sudden a lot of racial bias policies are now able to be taken action on. Having the ability to adjust different volumes on the fly is pretty cool. But I think this is the big one. That's why it's trending. Is the Supreme Court just granted Doge full access to the Social Security database? Now they're going to find massive evidence of waste, fraud, and abuse. Social Security totals about 1.6 trillion a year. The floodgates are open. I'm not a whole 100% sure they're going to find a lot of things. Did you know straight white people have a higher evidence standard if they are... This has gone on for decades. This injustice has been corrected. The Supreme Court ruled anonymously that this violated all victory for equality. Oh my god, really? Victory for equality? I didn't know. The Supreme... Straight. Yeah, no. I can actually see where people are feeling like they're discriminated on because they're white and straight. Because a lot of programs that are out in the public eye right now really kind of put it that way. Hell, I recently had to do DIBS training, which for those of you who do not know what DIBS is Diversity, Inclusion, Belonging Society. Yes, Doge is still a thing after Elon and Trump spat. For now. I don't know how much longer it's going to be a thing, but their little spat. I have no idea what's going on, but it seems like Elon and Trump are starting to get a little bit better together. I'm a little bit burpy this morning. I'm sorry. But yeah, no, when it comes down to it, from what I can tell, what I can tell is after all of that, um, Doge is still going on. I'm telling you, it's theater, and the deeds are falling for it. Hook, line, and sinker. There's actually a popular conspiracy theory about the Trump Elon thing that it is all for show, and it is to hide something that they're doing in the background. It's hiding things that you would actually have to look deep for, so it makes everybody writing about this going on. Sorry. Like I said, I'm still waking up this morning. It's making this whole thing that's going on, be front and center in all the news reports, which today, go away. It's just to make the news outlets that are, thing. We'll be getting into that in a minute. It's just to make things that are going on in the background kind of less upfront, less talked about. It's like a deer in headlights when the FBI at the exact same moment, Elon Musk intellectually accuses him of covering up. Plus, there's this whole speak of the Epstein files, which apparently Elon has access to somehow, but the FBI is not allowing to be released. And a lot of people are wondering about that because, well, ultimately Trump has the whole thing on that, but there is a very good possibility that Trump's in those files. But even if, like, any fraud's found in the Social Security database, that's a good thing, right? You don't see so many people angry about that one. The Republican Supreme Court is corrupt. Huh? How do you feel about Doge accessing your Social Security record? And people are already saying that it's corrupt. They're already screaming it's corrupt. They're already screaming their opinions to high heaven. You know, that is kind of what goes on. I am curious about this one. Of course. Wait, hold on. Go back. Okay. So now here's a question of which news source do I read and which highly biased direction do I want to read it out as. Because, as you can tell, Fox 6, the local affiliate, has a very high factuality, but a lot of these have mixed. Except for Newsweek. And there's not a lot of left-leaning sources on this, but Fox 6 now is apparently center. So we'll look at them. We'll go to them. FBI Director Kash Patel says his home was targeted in a swatting attempt. Really? Who would have guessed? Somebody that seems to be getting hate from both sides being targeted. FBI Director Kash Patel told podcast host Joe Rogan during the interview released Friday that his house was swatted this week. Patel was a guest on the Joe Rogan Experience, and during the interview, the FBI director broke the news about his home getting swatted. You would figure that the FBI director would be kind of immune from being swatted because, well, the local police would know who he is. As director of the FBI of responsibility, I'm not going to bring a case because somebody hurt me. They did, and they continue to do it, Kash Patel said. Shit, my house just got swatted yesterday. The FBI, of course, is not responding to any of the question or anything that was asked about it. KLAS in Las Vegas reported that a swatting call was reported at Patel's home Tuesday morning at about 11:15 a.m. When police reached out to the residence, they were able to determine the call was fake, sending a response team to check it out. Patel mentioned that the swatting he spoke to Joe Rogan about exposing the corruption and leadership before the president. Donald Trump's return to Oval Office. Significantly, the same leadership did whatever it could to protect themselves and their friends, Patel said. It's just more of the rules for them and not for me. But the thing is the people in power, the Republicans, or whatever the fuck this faction is, have the same mentality. They want the rules for them and not for everybody else. They don't want to play by an equal ruling field. And that's been one of my biggest problems with the establishment as of late is anybody in government is easily corrupted by, well, we don't have to play by the same rules as everybody else because we're in power, we're in charge. And I hate telling this, but it's not how the system works. It's like every day I hear, oh, well, Trump said there's only two genders, and I look at him and said, well, yeah, but does the state agree with that? And they go, well, the feds outruled the states. And I go, no, not really. Shows how little of an understanding of the United States government you actually have. And even then, that's thrown into question. Does Trump have that ability? And he also keeps claiming that it's... Thank you, advertising bot. thank you for thanks for being spammed, you know? In accountable terms of incidents, we will work with our partners at the DOJ, he continued. His leadership team is in place. We've got partners at the DOJ. We're working on all of this stuff. Yeah. But the thing is his mission is always to put out the truth, whatever the consequences are, whoever it's against. Yada yada yada. He keeps saying that, but then he turns to the Jeffrey Epstein case, telling Joe Rogan that people are upset Epstein got a sweetheart plea deal for committing the most horrific crimes on the planet for nearly 20 years. But under Trump's last term, it was decided not to let the plea deal go and investigate Epstein once again, which led to charges and indictment. However, and this is one of my biggest problems with this, they're not investigating the Epstein files. They're not showing how Epstein could have, committed not aliving. The problem is there's been like 15 people coming in, creating factions about this that don't exist. I'm working my ass off with leadership at the Bureau and the DOJ to get what you are allowed, or what we're allowed to give you, and you're going to get the video of the cell, and you're going to see for yourself. Okay, cool. That would be nice to get the video of the cell so we can find out how he did it. Even though a lot of people have recreated this and proven that he couldn't have done it, I want to know. This is after Bongino told Fox News that, well, there's no way that Epstein killed himself, or there's no way that Epstein didn't kill himself. So, yeah, no. The investigation into the Epstein style is nothing but, or continue the float that he has, the evidence we have in our files clearly indicate that it was, in fact, a suicide. We do have video. It's not the greatest video in the world. I don't want to set expectations on fire. However, the video does show that in that specific block, he goes in, made a phone call. You'll see 12 hours of guards coming, basically checking on him, come back. You'll see nobody really comes out of that Bay Area and him. There's no one there. There's nothing in on that file that indicates anything other than a fact. Yeah, well, I hate to tell you this, but videos are easily manipulated. We've been doing stuff like that in pop culture for years. In fact, a lot of movies use that premise of looping a video. But I don't know. I'm not involved in the Jeffrey Epstein case. I'm not going to sit here and make conspiracy theory arguments until I see the video. Although I'm not 100% sure. I'll be honest with you. I'm still kind of concerned that they refuse to release the Epstein files to the public. And they need to. But then again, they also held off on the investigation into JFK for frickin' ever, and I think they still have parts of it hidden. But basically, yeah, FBI director says this home was targeted and swatting. He said that it reflects tensions and efforts against the fentanyl crisis. Yeah, a lot of those chemicals are coming from China. You know, the biggest commie block on the planet, if you had to ask me. I'm starting to wake up. Another trend going on social media, the Gestapo. Americans, we need our guns in case a tyrannical government tries to control us. Basically, it's more of the same, just calling the current administration a bunch of Nazis and stuff like that. How ICE is literally the Gestapo, but I hate to tell you this, they're not. They have a very defined role. I'm just loving this. I'm loving how resist has become a thing in the modern era of the United States' political discourse. It's kind of funny to me, actually. Actually, it's hilarious. It's borderline hilarious. Calling them domestic terrorists and stuff like that. And is there mistakes with ICE doing things like this? Oh, absolutely. Should it be called out? Yeah. Should stuff like this be called out? Absolutely. Where they mistakenly arrest people on vacation, where they screw up and leave the 12-year-old daughter behind. Yes, that should be taken into account. That should be called out. But when it comes to non-profits doxing where people live, I don't agree with that. And that normally defeats any argument that you might have that I am willing to listen to. Note that they're literally sending. But yeah, no. They're literally attacking officers of ICE. So as you can tell, it's getting a little bit weird. And crazy. Of course, this doesn't. Oh, that's nice. But I do have freedom of speech and I can criticize you. I'm not going to threaten you. That is one thing that I hate, but I do have the ability to have anti government sentiments. That is a First Amendment right. I'm not going to threaten and dox you. That's a little bit different. And again, I do think it's fair to criticize when ICE arrest somebody on vacation and leave their 12-year-old daughter behind. I think that is something that literally needs to be called out. But at the same time, I'm not going to do this and dox where you live. That's not me, Chief. I'm allowed to have anti sentiment. I am allowed to call out the problems. That is a guarantee of my First Amendment right. In fact, that is what the First Amendment's for. It's so that I can debate ideas and call out problems. And of course, this is all you'll hear from certain areas is this. This is the Gestapo. This is. Right? Although I do love how a lot of this is in foreign languages. Love it. DHS police, you mean the drunk Gestapo? Stay. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. What we got here? Let's see if we can tell where that came from. Yep, that came from the crowd. Look at that. That's some amazing shit right there. That's some shit going on. ICE forced to barricade themselves inside the federal building in Los Angeles until LPD could intervene and rescue them from the brave crowds. That's not a brave crowd, that's a mob. That is a group of people attacking somebody. This is what political ideology will get you. And somebody will frame this, well, that clearly was from the ICE agents, but if you look at the vapor trail, the smoke trail of the firework that went off, it explodes right there, just right out of view of camera, and you can watch the trail go straight into the ICE agents. And then they move. Yeah, no. Like I said, I don't agree with attacking people in that way. We're supposed to talk things out. We're supposed to be the marketplace of ideas. Yet, for some reason, this is perfectly okay. I don't understand it. I think it's dumb. And I think it's hurting anybody's case that ICE might be overstepping their boundaries a little bit. But, you know, what do I know? But hey, you know, I'm not some angry activist. I am willing to admit that ICE does things wrong. That there's problems with how ICE enforcement's going on in the world. But I'm not willing to go outside the federal building in Los Angeles and attack officers. I'm not willing to dox where officers live. Because I don't want to cause harm to their families. I believe that the Christian Bible says something like, judge not for the sins of the father. But hey, what do I know? I'm just some dumb internet VTuber person. This is laughable considering photovoltaic solar power is the most reliable form of energy. It's not. You see, that's something else. Like, the constant screaming back and forth the world's doing right now is just not good. It's kind of dumb. Always love these posts. Iran describe. Go away. I don't care. Iran describes this recent operation as a historic blow by. I just love how people are celebrating two different things here. One, the Saint 2 missile from the Russians. Wanting Ukraine, Poland, Baltic, Scandinavia, Japan, Korea, normal Korea, the Czech Republic, Taiwan, and Australia. They must all have nuclear weapons. It's the only real guarantees of normal life for these countries. It seems like everybody needs to be armed with nuclear weapons all of a sudden. Despite all of my life, the same people screaming this are the ones that said that nuclear weapons are bad. We need to stop giving people nuclear weapons. It's just so funny to me. Yeah, why did you? Of course. Huh. That's weird. Normally I don't have a problem with it wanting to capture things, but today it just doesn't want to capture something. That's okay. That's when we can do that. But yes, Doge is still very much a thing. Do I have to do this for every frame? That's a good question. Because I haven't had to edit a GIF. Trying to remember. It's been forever since I did any kind of image manipulation. Uh-oh. Just don't want. I know there's a way to do this quickly. is not what I wanted to do. Okay, I think I remember how to do this now. That works, I think. should be in a pain. Not what I wanted you to do. Clear. So if I edit, what do you clear? Not what I want to clear. That's what I wanted to do. Okay. Well, I should be able to... save as... Although I'm curious about something. I just want to see what it does. It's funny. Okay, that does what I needed it to do. Right. Hi, Marilyn. I hate when it does that shit. Go away. You're blue. I've always been blue. All right. Stop. I know my mouse is starting to die. Oh, that's the wrong one. I hate myself right now. I might be able to do that a little bit different. I gotta think though. The only issue I have with Steam Elements is I have to literally do this for... Let's see. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. You're not going fully over the way I need you to. So much of a pain in the ass. No, I don't want you. Swear to fucking God sometimes. check that other canvas. Why are you not? Why are you being an ass? Oh. Okay. Tells me I need to send a little, not over a little. It's cutting off. I don't like that. Okay. That kind of fits. I gotta do it over here. I hate doing this sometimes. Just easier to duplicate, but I can't remember how you do that. Six. Okay. So I can go a little bit over with that. That's not too bad, I guess. We want to go a little further this way down. Why is it doing that? It should not be doing it down. It should be. Okay, now I need to go down a little bit. I hate doing this stuff. That's why I'm streaming it. I absolutely hate doing this shit. This is a pain in the ass for anybody doing this. It's my one gripe with Steam Elements is I can't. I have to do it this way to get everything where I want it. If I could go down, I think that would look cool. Ish, maybe. I hate that it's off. It's going to drive me nuts. Actually, I thought about what I could do. Maybe it'll work this way. That way I can see it a little better. Of course I don't. Okay, we have the height I want now. Actually, I don't mind that too much. Might be a little off, but I don't mind it too much. I gotta do one more. Oof, that's a lot of work. do. Okay. Oh god, this almost so close. Need a little bit more. There we go. It all kind of works. Okay. All should work. Good. Man, I gotta go pee. I'll be right back. Get up, my camera fucked up. Oh boy, I hate when it does this. Come on. Huh. Did I mention I sometimes have issues with things? Like, I don't know why. But sometimes things don't work. Okay, we're back to moving. That's good. Okay, that's if I want to lock. Okay, that's cool. But I don't like locking things, so. But if I want to lock something in place, that's pretty cool, I guess. A little bit off now, but that's fine. We can cross one thing off of the agenda today, though, chat. I did my laundry. Also, I've managed to stream for 2 hours on a day I don't normally stream, so. I want to see if there's more videos. Oh, hell yeah. Oh. Makes it easier for people to see, I suppose. Oh, hell yeah. You're a city of what now? Well, I'm glad that you're going to do something, even if it's kind of fucking cancer. There we go. That's better. You ever notice how the activist news media only ever shows the cops acting up? They don't ever show the fun parts, like what I showed earlier with the guy shooting a firework in there. They only ever show this. Notice? They don't show this. They only ever show that, and they're like, well, that's violent. Never show the destruction, you know? It's one of those weird things when it comes to this kind of thing. And all I can do is armchair quarterback because I am nowhere near LA. Thank fucking God. Because if I was near LA right now, I'd think I would lose my fucking mind. But hey, what do I know? I'm obviously the bad person here because I think immigration should not be extended to illegals. So I guess I'm bad. I don't know. I just thought it was funny. Wow. Look at that. It's so great. That's so great, isn't it? It's great. Let's see what the pictures they got. Burn prisons. I love how they have the Dorito. They have the spicy red Dorito because, well, you know, obviously. Obviously. I had to turn my hand tracking off, I'm sorry, so my hands are gonna look a little weird. But look what I peep. An Antifa symbol. The downward arrows. Oh, this is great. What do we got in the latest? Because I guarantee you that there's... This is just getting good. I don't know what you're talking about. This is great. And I was criticizing the ice guy, but... Because I should be allowed to criticize him. But I'm criticizing this because... You know, this is a protest. This is purposely edited. So you only see the protest, the people waving the signs, you know, marching in unison against the thing. But you also have to notice there's a lot of people in blackout. Huh. And then you have, you know, this, which is Homeland Security agent shooting less than lethal projectile rounds. The vehicle struck the individual who later suffered brain death. I'm loving it, guys. And you know, all of my life we always heard about how bad it was that the police are militarized. Well, there's a reason the police are militarized. And Karen Bass is just... in an even worse way because California is actively saying no. It's so great. During the a self-driving cab. Yeah, because you're vandalizing a robocab. You're vandalizing something that has nothing to do with what you protest. Isn't that not cool? Look at this. Hold on. I was looking to see if I seen any more Antifa logos. Guy got ran over by the cops. Happening now. Hundreds of protesters are beginning their march earlier today. The major police present. It's just... I like that they're not showing this on the normal news. It's great. Oh god, Fafo. I hope it's fuck around and find out. Wait, hold on. Let's see. Yep, the crowd's still throwing projectiles at the freaking federal agents. The crowd's calling the people with riot gear in not less than lethal projectiles cowards. It's so great. Oh, we have another for round and find out. I'm not making fun of the woman, but she's getting punched and she sounds like a greased pig. By the way, as somebody that's worked security, this is literally how we're trained. We try to de-escalate, use soft hand control. Look at that, soft hand control, stay out of my space, stay out of my space, stay out of my space. She hits. She strikes. And then he starts gaining control. Now, does he go a little overboard? Possibly. But you are to get the threat down on the ground and under control. That is how security works. I imagine he's going to get in trouble for some of that. I love that use of an office chair, though. It is one of the greatest uses of an office chair ever. Like, I'm not gonna fucking lie. I love it. All of this because politically, you're crazy. Right? All that coughing. It's so great. What else we got? JD Vance, the SCOTUS. What did Alex Jones do this time? What did the Jones man do this time? Is he talking about Sandy Hook again? Watching the Alec cat, witnessing him. A versus battle in a Fogos affection. Alex definitely does believe Trump is a pedo. I say this as someone who actually knows him. Fuck him for not. I'm not in your cult. But it be he's literally implying that Trump is a pedo. He's. Oh man, this is great. I didn't think that the right wing versus right wing eating each other would have been a thing I would have seen in 2025. This is just great. Meanwhile, there's riots in fucking LA. 2025 has not disappointed me in laughing at pure stupidity. And for those of you who don't know, I am not by any means right wing. I am just not down with Antifa. I don't think he's saying that, bro. He's saying that Trump needs to respond if there's a big ass accusation. I love it. I love it. I love it. This is just beautiful. This is beautiful. This is just to show you how far media tensions and political tensions are in the United States right now. Trump fighting Musk. Catcherd fighting Alex Jones. Lindsey Graham fighting his sexuality. If Alex Jones calls you a cult issue. Oh, man. What's going on in the Pentagon? Bombshell report. Pentagon admits spreading UFO lies to high top secret. Yeah, that's something we've known forever, dude. This is something we've known forever. Why is that top news? Who cares? Freedom Flotilla? Doesn't seem like something I care. That's in business and finances. May Allah, the American Party. Oh God. This is just getting bad. Massad's trending. Cash Patel's trending because he doesn't want to talk the truth. Cash Patel told you there's no footage of what you want from Epstein Island claiming. Haven't seen it. But Pam Bondi told our source, yeah, who's lying? Who is lying? So great. Meanwhile, over on Blue Sky, let's go news and politics and see what's up. Demands. Uh-huh. People are generating more digital records than ever before, resulting in archivists aren't ready for the very online era. I'm sorry, archivist. I don't know what to tell you. We need more archivists, obviously. I like how they're not talking about what's going on online. It's so great. Dozens of dogs living in packed, filthy conditions removed from a North Carolina home. Let's go U.S. politics. What do we got? Turns out the Trump line to the court said it was unable to back wrongly deported persons. It's great. I'm just loving it. The political divisiveness of this country is amazing, and this is coming from somebody that's a drama reporter. I guess now I'm a journalist. Oh God, somebody bully me in chat. I'm a journalist. Fuck. How do I do? This is the trending tab, right? Okay. U.S. politics news. That's what I'm looking for. Alberta resumes buying U.S. alcohol. It's after considered co-host The View. Oh God, she's going to be on The View. Fuck that. Phil's court lets Trump block AP from White House spaces for now. Politics. page, local news, one still international COVID-19. North America. Yeah, it's so stupid. It's great though. It's all dumb. How's media coverage in North America? We don't know. It's terrible. That's what it is. It's terrible. It's all fucking terrible. It's nuts. It's insane. I mean, literally, I just go back here and Kuma's trending. Oh god. Kuma is still a mass murderer who hasn't been held. Right? What's going on? Just nuts, man. Oh god. Oh. Yeah, I don't care. That's UK. Pam Bondi? What did Pam Bondi do this time? They're all liars. Pam Bondi and Cash Patel are liars. They won't release the Epstein files because they contain. Yeah, yeah, I can see that actually. That seems like a logical point there. As Trump is all over the Epstein file. I don't know because I haven't seen the Epstein files. I want to see them. Somebody leak them to me, please. I totally will not use these for my own political ambitions and aims. Jackie will be good. She promises. You can watch Pam Bondi lie to the American people on any news network. Have a seat, Spanky. Your brainwashing shit show has just as... This is so funny. They want her to arrest Karen Bass because of the bullshit. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Fucking amazing, isn't it? I'm loving it. My country's falling and all I can do is laugh. You just gotta keep laughing your ass off, and eventually it all makes sense. I still love this though. I want to see the media though. I want the full media. This is not related, but it's great. I love the deceptive cutting there. Because if you look, he runs out in front of the car. And yes, I am sad that he's hurt. He is badly hurt, guys. He could have just got out from in front of the car. Yep. And they're in a dangerous... and they're in a dangerous situation. But again, you go up here. Oh wait, no, that's the one I just watched. You go up here. This is the same story, but they don't make it seem as bad. They make it look like the crowd came up and started assaulting them because they were backing away. It's just great. The propaganda machine is in full swing. Harassing cops. If you want to change, stop telling me this is a man, this is a woman, this is. Uh, uh, I don't really care about your. It's just great. It's just all great. It's so dumb. Okay. I got a few replays. It's all great. It's all hilarious to me. Anyways, I wasn't planning on going this long, but the news caught my eye and I was laughing my ass off. I'm Jackie. I do variety content. Sometimes just making fun of current events is great. Sometimes just talking about it is great. Oh, yeah, I made it. Absolutely. Thank you for coming out. I don't know if I'll stream anymore this weekend because, well, I have to work. And I tend to stream more in the afternoons when I'm not working. But until next time, peace.